Had a breeder bull that we got from Minnesota.
All right, I won't use my mouth, but I'll use both hands.
Yeah.
He said, I'm in. You're like,
He said,
yes, all right.
Deal.
15 grand,
Lots
sold.
of lube. It's a sweaty one.
And I'm not making direct eye contact, but I'll talk to you. How's it going, Frank?
Oh, for the right amount of money, I'll stare your fucking ass down. But he's
Saying, I bet you us men would give a mean hand job because we
struggle to talk about shit when the camera's on.
The camera's
Like,
been
we
on.
just had a fucking
Oh, the
break.
camera's. Shit, I was just wanting to be fucking the hardest motherfucker, and I wasn't.
Lollipop?
Hey, you hit the paper both times.
An hour before that, and he and the guy that I work with had already changed. He was in a fucking like jogger suit.
Done losing the battery, going dead.
I've only charged that mouse twice since
I know that thing's been killer.
It's a fucking $11 Walmart mouse.
I mean, you get what you pay for.
Charged it twice in a year.
Why do you think all those kids that watch internet porn have that mouse? And they're like, look, it's
Ooh.
not bad. And it's probably sticky and gross.
Fucking sticky.
watching
Looks
watching the
funny.
corn.
So much stick to the ceiling.
No, so we need to talk about the whole deer because they're moving. They're moving.
I know
they're
they
moving
are.
big boys.
I know
And
they are.
I gotta show you.
Did you see that one splattered on the side of the highway on the way up here?
Dude, I saw one the other day that I wanted to
There was a
I'm trying
coyote
to
up
get
there too.
I saw it because whenever you sent that video, was it last week or the week before? You were scooping something off the road and you had your fucking face all wrapped.
Oh,
up.
that
You're
was
like,
that fucking deer. It was rotting down in somebody's yard.
when I was driving home, where I call through Deer Alley on my
Look
way
at
home,
here. Look at here.
and
Yeah, not showing them. Sorry.
why they're not gonna know where they are.
It doesn't matter. I don't want them to see it. It's a beautiful deer and
I
it's
do
huge.
because
Why was there a spotlight and your gun
because
sticking
I-
out of the
because-
truck window?
because I want to see. No, I want to post them because I want to see how many people get controversial about it.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
is it old enough? Is it too little? Is it how they always fucking? It's all age and numbers. This isn't. We're not.
You know,
it's
the
like
one with the-
reverse pedophiles with deer.
The ones with the spots actually
You know.
are better eating.
Most pedophiles want them to be younger, but deer hunters want them to be older. So.
All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Jesus.
Score that buck. He's huge.
Be a little fucking spike, look like Chet.
I'm not.
What's
I know how old he is.
what's
I know
that
what he
fucking
scores.
dude's name on open season? The
Elliot.
Oh, Elliot, yeah.
Elliot.
That one fucking
I just
antler.
want you to know if I ever see an Elliot, I'm gonna hang him on my wall.
Okay, so I
I am gonna hang Elliot on my wall.
have a
Yes.
I have a picture of one, and when I worked out at the high fence, so he had gotten in a fight. He's just a fork, just a glorified little 6-point, but he had gotten into a fight with a bigger buck, and it broke his pedicle. So it didn't break the skin; it broke the pedicle at the skull.
So he had a floppy horn.
It went forward. And so every time we saw him, it was Elliot. I was like, look, there's Elliot. And this son of a bitch, because contrary to popular belief, when you work in a high fence ranch, those deer are not tame.
No.
And it was 1,700 acres that I worked on. And there was a lot of deer.
Want some gummies?
You can't just shake a feed bucket and get him to come up to the 100.
No, there was a lot of deer that we never saw until,
I ate a lot of these when I
until
was
we
on
had
cocaine.
bigwigs come in and hunt.
A lot of them.
And then we'd put a pile of corn out. The deer'd start filtering out of the timber, and then you'd see these bucks, and I'm like, I've worked here for 2 years. I've never seen that deer.
Pile of corn. So you were baiting?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I mean, because 1,700 acres of some gnarly shit.
seen the video.
You're never going to see them.
Speaking of
and
baiting.
Elliot walked out every time. And so we had this group of women
He
come
wasn't
down.
stupid. He was hungry.
They're called the Wander Woman Club.
I do some stupid shit when I'm hungry.
And-
No,
and
you
no-
can't fucking say that. I do some dumb shit when I'm hungry.
But these women, they all it's a cool organization. They all get together and they go on these outdoor adventures. They go noodling, they go deer hunting, they go bird hunting, all this different shit. Well, they always come down
Tell
there.
you what you're doing wrong all the time.
They always come down. Yeah, they were very proficient at that. But they always come down during doe season.
The
to
fancy
thin-
name for a flock of Karens.
Damn.
Karen's on doe patrol. Coming this fall to Fox. No, but these Karens would. I mean, these women. You got it in my head now. But
It ain't never leaving.
they would come down and thin the does out for us because they just wanted to shoot a deer. Most of them had never even shot a gun and didn't care. They weren't chasing the trophy buck or none of that shit. So they all come down and we'd have different guys go out, set and blind with them, let them kill a doe.
That's all they were doing, huh?
Yep. Well, I mean, some of them, like, they would get down in the redneck,
You're like, what the fuck's Frank doing over there at the fucking tent?
We did have a couple of rednecks fall off of the stand, if you know what I mean. But, no, so we
The
all
shooting
get
hut, not Fat Jim that was out there with.
yeah, we all get back to the bragging shack and we're hanging these does up, and everybody's talking about the blowjobs they got. No, and
She ain't got no teeth.
in pulls this buggy, and I walk over, and it's Elliot,
Oh,
and I'm like, "Come on, you killed Elliot," and they're like, "What?" And she just happened to be the one that sat in the stand with the boss, and he knew that if he come out,
He
he was
paid
gonna.
for the hunt.
Yeah, she did.
that's how she paid for that whole trip.
She paid dearly.
I'd hope they ever never.
I never seen my
this.
boss smile so much in his life.
But he had told me, he said, if he comes out, I'm gonna let one of them girls shoot him. I was like, well, it's not like he's a trophy or anything. He goes, I know, he said, and with that broken pedicle, I don't know that he's ever going to get any bigger. And he started kind of looking sickly, and I'm like, man, don't shoot him. We like Elliot.
Oh, that's
because
the same
all the
problem
guys
with
that
men, right? Like
Yeah.
like you said, like the broken thing, he might not get no bigger. Do you think when we were born, they just broke that motherfucker so it stay little?
that's it. They broke the tip,
They just
and nothing behind it was growing.
that's what it is. When they give you circumcisions, they cut it off. It stops growing.
They break the tip.
Fucking Jews. Oh,
That escalated. But no, they
No
come.
more.
that's why they got big dicks.
They come pulling up in the buggy, and I said they killed Elliot. And all these girls are looking at me like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'm like, they killed Elliot. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, haven't you seen Open Season? And they all kind of look at me like,
No.
we're the women here, and you're acting like one. I'm like, come on.
He's
I
my
got-
They probably
friend.
handed Goucher shirts that welcome to the Karen Club.
No, but the next year that they came back, they were all talking about Elliot. And I'm like, I mean,
He dead now.
we had a little bit of a friendship because I worked there all the time, and I would go up on the buggy.
Technically, it's your fault he's dead because you kept baiting him in, and he just
I
knew.
know. Dude, this sumbitch
Poor
almost come
bastard.
up and put his nose. He almost come up and put his nose on the passenger seat of the buggy one time. He was a pet. He was cool. And so, yeah, I had to quit working there after they killed Elliot.
Sons of bitches.
So it was fucking wrong. I'm like, all these big deer and all this shit around here. But on a serious note,
Yeah.
most of the people we had hunt, they didn't hunt inside the high fence.
Yeah.
They owned a bunch of ground outside the high fence, and we had stands set up, and we might cut through the high fence. When I say cut through, it's 1,700 acres, so it took a minute. It was a fucking, you have to go a mile section to cut through, but we had walk-through gates periodically, and we could open up a walk-through gate, take them out, and set them, and they were hunting free-range deer. We had a lot of guys come from, we had guys from New York, Arkansas, Wyoming,
It
Montana,
just blows my
just
mind.
wanted to kill a Kansas whitetail.
Oh yeah.
And
we go to a big pen, so we guarantee we get what we're
well,
paying
the
for.
kicker of it is no. Most
I'm
of them,
so
they didn't
ready.
even know we had the high fence. They just knew we had the outfitting business, and they knew that they were going to get to hunt a big free range whitetail. And then they get there and they're like, "Holy shit, we get to stay here!" Because we had them big cabins, so they could stay in a cabin inside the high fence. Get up in
You
the
stood there
morning,
like, nope. And then there's a tent right there.
yeah, get up in the morning and possibly walk into an elk going to your car to go to the stand and shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because we had elk, we had fallow deer, we had
You ever have one of the guys come back and be like, I got one of the ones you tagged in your high fence? No, Daryl, that was the neighbor's cow.
Well, I'm not gonna put the guy on blast, even though he probably will never watch this. I hope. But we did have a very significantly wealthy guy come down, and I had talked to him periodically, off and on the phone, trying to set up a deal, and they finally got the deal done. And we had a breeder bull that we got from Minnesota.
All right, I won't use my mouth, but I'll use both hands.
Yeah,
He said, I'm in. You're like,
said,
yes, all right.
deal.
15 grand.
Lots
sold.
of lube. It's a wetty, sweaty one.
And I'm not making direct eye contact, but I'll talk to you. How's it going, Frank?
Oh, for the right amount of money, I'll stare your fucking ass down. But he
Saying, I bet you us men would give a mean hand job because we know how it, like
Oh.
how it takes to make that thing satisfied.
Oh, do we?
I can take mine and finish it in within 35 seconds. So imagine what I could do for 10 grand.
So
My voice is going away.
you've had this thought.
I'm
then.
just kind
Dude,
of curious how we got
it's
off
gonna
on
be
you
hard
talking about
times.
pleasure.
They're about to
guys.
start robbing grocery stores. We'll talk about that later. But
Oh yeah, let's talk about how I never noticed that the food stamps got shut off because I was at work, and my debit card still worked. But on a lighter note,
on future episodes, we'll talk about that.
yeah. But no,
We'll piss
this,
a lot of people off.
this guy showed up, and I come pulling into the gate at the high fence.
No pants on.
No, right at daylight, and I'm like, why is there a truck parked in the middle of the fucking road? So I get out and I kind of walk up there and I go, sir, can I help you? I said, all you gotta do is hit the button and you can go in.
I have a question. Does game wardens have like authority in those type of areas?
Well, it was called a wildlife preserve.
Random ADHD moment. I just feel like because you
No.
said truck parked in the
No,
road. I
you're
was like, does game warden
know.
have like? I understand they have authority over animals in general.
They still
like-
have authority over it, but when it's in the high fence, they're owned. They're property.
privately owned.
And so,
Now,
like,
if that's the
I
case,
guess.
can you hunt them all year?
yes, and that's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
And the owner of the high fence can write you out a tag.
Oh,
He had a booklet of
My name
tags.
is Jim. I gave Tom permission to shoot Elliot.
Yeah, basically.
No, Tom, we don't need a fucking.
I wasn't gonna be like that deal off the office. I got a permit. It says I do what I want. Exactly.
Where's your hunting license, sir? That's your driver's license. It's the same thing. It's a fucking license.
I hit it with the car.
But no, I hell yeah. I get out and I walk up there, and he goes, "I'm so and so," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. I talked to you on the phone," and I almost said his name because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. And so he proceeds to tell me, he's like, "Hey, I talked to your boss, and he said that big bull, and it's a bull elk.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 500-inch trophy class bull elk." And he goes, he said that big bull's right inside the gate. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's where he's been since he was delivered. Out of a trailer. He got out of the trailer. He hadn't left more than 100 yards from where they dropped
How
him
do they
off.
get in a trailer?
Oh, it's a process. I'll get to that in a second. So anyway, he's like, he said I could just shoot him through the fence. And I'm like, okay.
Who the fuck was this? Tom's uncle?
No, but we'll just. Well, I'll get to that in a minute on price and everything. So he said I could shoot him through the fence. I'm like, all right, well, get after it. So
I don't have a gun. Oh,
I
well.
got my bino case on, and I pull my binos up, and I'm looking for him, and I'm like, holy shit, he's laying right next to the road, like right next to the driveway. Ear tag in. This is real hunting, fellas.
Yeah.
Real down in the dirt, Vietnam
Out
hunting.
of my mobile stand real
Yeah.
slow with that 22 mag.
Oh no, this gets way better. He gets out of the truck with a 375 H&H.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, fucking elephant gun.
Like, why?
Don't want him to run.
I'd be like, sir, you know what? I want to see how this turns out.
I
Yep, Hit him right here.
No,
Take
so
his
I just
bucket of feed. Make sure he don't go nowhere.
he pulls it out and he goes, "You think this will work?" And it's a single shot falling block, like Quigley down under sharps
I'm like, don't miss.
with a 375 H&H, and I'm like, "Yeah, that'll do the trick."
Blow a hole in the fence.
The size
and
of my fucking index finger with a 340 grain projectile. I'm like, "Yeah, that'll work."
Hold on, we need to go back a mile that way.
Okay, so it gets better. He walks up and he leans through the fence, and I pull up my binos to look. The fucking bull's laying down.
Oh God.
He missed.
No, he didn't miss.
Shot that fucker right in the belly. Or
It didn't
something.
even. No, he didn't even know he'd been shot. He went from laying like this to laying like this. He just fucking laid over.
Fuck,
and I'm
you
like,
shoot him.
okay, that's real. That's this. This kind of burnt me on the whole deal, and I'm like, okay,
You
that.
paid for that.
He turns around and high fives me, and I'm like, why are we high fiving? You just shot a fucking cattle, basically. So he's like, man, I just got lucky because I told him on the phone.
What the fuck you mean?
Okay, so I told him on the phone, and I was not lying. I want to clear this up. I told him on the phone because he wanted to come hunt an elk. I said, look, you need to know there's 1,700 acres. This is the very first phone conversation. I said, there's 1,700 acres inside this high fence. And I have worked here for 2 years, and I've only seen 2, maybe 3 elk in 2 years. Like, you'd think an animal that big would be readily accessible. They're fucking smart.
Yeah.
And them big hills
Not
and shit
that
in
one.
there. Well, that one had just been delivered. So long story short, on this,
He didn't get the memo to fucking run.
yeah, on the last conversation, I wasn't part of it. My boss was part of it, and he told him he wanted to shoot a big bull. Well, there's big bulls there, but you don't see them very often, and this dude only had a limited window to hunt.
Apparently about 15 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a judgy motherfucker until I heard the last part of this conversation. I was very judgy because I'm like, this is stupid.
What was the price?
I work here. He comes in, pays. It was like 10 grand.
Yeah,
And-
I mean,
and-
for 10 grand,
And
fuck
it,
it.
it took him longer to drive from the
I'll train
town
him
that
to a
he
fence.
came from out west. He drove here. It took him longer to drive here and drive home
Then the hunt.
than it did to kill that deer or that elk. For me to field dress him, put him on a trailer, and leave. So I go get, we called it the gut wagon. I go get the gut wagon, hook it onto the deal, come down, winch him up on there, hang him up, field dress him. This guy's not your typical hunter.
Never even got to have his hey, dude.
He's just got a lot of money. And oh no. I mean the hunter in
I didn't
me,
think hey dudes are out then.
the hunter in me
They
wanted
was probably still
to
loafers.
pop the ivories out, if you know what I mean. You know, they got
Yeah.
buglers, ivory teeth. I wanted to pop those out because he didn't even know what I was talking about when I brought it up. I'm like, shit, I should have took the ivories out of him. He'd have never known. But I didn't. So we got him all loaded up, and he proceeds to tell me that he had already killed 6 elk that year in separate states. The right way. Went with I say the right way. I don't know. But he went with an outfitter, killed free range elk, and did all this stuff. And showed me pictures. Some of the bulls were pretty freaking solid, like a 350, 400 inch bull.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing to be ashamed of.
No.
He'd already killed those, but they weren't big enough. Like this is the epitome of size queen. They weren't big enough to hang above the mantle in his house. So he wanted a wall hanger. And I'm thinking, well, what are you going to do with all these other really nice fucking elk you shot? He goes, I'll probably just Euro mount them and put them in my man cave. Fucking burnt me, dude. Like, it burnt me. After that, I thought, this is not hunting. This is fucking shooting cattle. Like, it's not fun. It wasn't fun to me anymore. And I'm like, all right, I gotta step away. I went back to pouring concrete for a couple years and doing swimming pools to get it out of my head because I'm like, and I'm not judging. If that's what, if you can
Yes, we
afford that,
are.
yeah,
We
I
are fucking
kind of
judging.
am, but I'm not. If you can afford to do that,
I feel
and
like
that's your thing, cool. But at least
don't
if you-
call yourself a fucking hunter. in my
no.
opinion.
Yeah.
And if you go to one of them high fence operations, I'm not saying it's like shooting in a pin because I'm telling you, fellas, I got an education on both ways. It is not just hunting in a pin. We had 200-inch whitetail in there, and you'd be lucky if you saw one. I had people come out and they're like, "Hey, will you give us a tour of the ranch?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I said, "But look, don't get your hopes up.
I feel like if I owned one of those, I had that much money to just have all that and like whatever, I would. I don't know if they would survive, but I would fucking like every year or two just release one.
well, that's the
Just-
other thing
just-
I was going to get
just-
at.
Just let one out so he can go breed a bunch of shit, make big old deer run
They are
around.
very good for the wild population, not so much the bucks. We had does in there that he had bought from breeders throughout different places in the country that were genetically enhanced to be resistant to EHD, CWD, blue tongue. Like they wouldn't get it.
And even deer get
So-
STDs. Sons of bitches.
And I will give the guy that I worked for out there credit. He would buy a lot
Just
of
give
them.
him penicillin shot.
Yeah, he would buy a like a group of them, and then he would accidentally. I don't know if that's legal or how that works, but he would accidentally turn 1 or 2 loose, let them outside the high fence.
Yeah.
Because if those wild bucks breed these does, all them babies are going to come out EHD, blue tongue, CWD resistant,
See, America, that's how you get rid of STDs.
and that's it. Slowly but surely.
Sorry.
I mean,
We got to breed it out of
it's
them.
kind of right, but slowly but surely it
Instead, we're breeding them full of
strengthens-
cancer.
strengthens that deer herd.
Yeah.
And I will say, even though the guy was kind of a douche, he really genuinely had the deer population in mind. He had a good heart when it come to the animals. He wanted to see them do good. All of the bucks that we had on camera outside the high fence, there was a standard. If you come out there to hunt, you didn't shoot Each stand we'd run cameras, and we had a category of deer that were coming into
Basically,
those
we
stands.
told you yes or no.
You
Yeah,
had a
That
list
was
on
it.
the wall of it. You
We
could shoot
did.
this one, this one, this one, or this
We
one.
It's
did.
like the
and at every
FBI's top
stand-
most most
Abs-
100. It's like yes, yes, yes.
we
yes.
had a wall called the hit list.
Yeah.
and it had categories to stands,
God damn it!
and so you got
I'm ready to get my beard trimmed. They come up in my ears and fucking sit there and wiggle it,
you got
but I can't touch it till next week.
$10, say, coming into this a nosebleed stand. And one of them we called it the nosebleed because it was super tall. We had $10 coming in this nosebleed. We're like, look, these 4,
Oh, I just assumed you punched every.
don't even think about it.
No,
wanted
Bob,
to,
fuck.
wanted to, but we had $4 coming in that stand. We're like, any of those 4, if you want to shoot them, we know they're 5 years old or older.
Mm-hmm.
Have at it. If these smaller ones come in, we're gonna charge you extra if you shoot this deer, or this deer.
Yeah.
And they're like, why? They're smaller. I said, exactly. But their potential is to be even better if you leave them alone. These are 3-year-old deer that are already 160 inches. Don't fuck with them. Let them grow. Let them breed these does. Let them keep them genetics going.
Let him get hit by a car,
You know,
probably.
well, that too.
I
let them
want you to
total.
know,
Let them,
like,
the only
let 'em
problem.
total Martha's Grand Marquis.
No, that bitch
Like
keep going.
imagine being,
True.
like, imagine being a deer. Like human beings. Like there's like the dad bod, the rip bods, whatever. That's how people.
I would have
get
been the
judged.
call buck.
But no, like, do you think that's how they judge like manliness in deer? And you can say because they fight and they do their
what,
territorial
dick
thing.
size?
No, they don't care about dick size. I don't think because deer are like whatever. It's just hidden in a little pouch.
Oh, he's got a
But,
little
like-
rack.
Yeah, like oh his rack's not big enough. He ain't fucking me. Like
I mean, honestly, I don't quote me on this because I'm not giving you exact.
he's a goddamn
Knowledge.
scientist.
I have
I've been to
watched-
Walmart after midnight. I guarantee you the doe population probably kind of like the people population.
Starting a
Yeah.
fucking counter.
Yeah.
Starting a fucking counter on that exact seg. I've been to Walmart after midnight. That's just as bad as
the women of Walmart.
no, that's just as bad as when he used to say back at the fucking ranch.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
I should have fucking started a counter on that. Ding.
But no, like
I fucking need to bring my Steam Deck out here so I can hit buttons so it pops up in the video so I know. He said timestamps.
have you ever watched Dr. Deer, James
No.
Kroll? So he talks about that, and they've done a
Dr.
bunch.
Phil.
They've done a bunch of studies where they've had decoys with smaller and bigger racks, and they put them out in the field and see. And the bigger racks do attract the does more. I don't know why.
So it's not about dick size, ladies.
that's right.
But I guarantee you,
It's
there's
about-
still that
it's
one
about-
deer out
hey,
there that wants old meth
it's about
mouth
the
Tim.
rack size.
There one.
So there's still gonna be that one doe out there that wants old meth mouth Tim over
I
here
mean-
with the little. "Yeah,
I'm praying for
he
the
loves me. He treats me good. Don't mind his black eye.
Just remember, they call me Elliot, but I'm fun. I'm fun.
Well, if you don't recall, in the movie open season, Elliot does get the bad bitch.
yeah, he does.
I mean,
And-
I'm just telling you.
He's a scrawny little.
He had the
motherfucker.
lucky fin.
Yeah, exactly. Man must have been hung.
I'm telling you, dude. But no, it was a really good learning experience to work out at that high fence and to see like the different levels of what you would call hunting. I mean, I get it with some of them guys. I'm not judging because with some of those dudes,
He says that, but he really is.
I can honestly
I mean, I
say,
am, but I'm not because if I was in their position, a lot of them are big corporate guys
yeah.
who don't have time to hunt, still want to and still want to have that experience, but they don't have time to go and put the time in like we do.
That is the same excuse I use for when I catch one after dark. I don't have time during the day.
I get it.
I
I
swear
get
to
it.
God.
But they'll
I
come
can say
out and
from
they're like,
my-
"Look, I can have this weekend off. I got this weekend off. I got people to cover. I need to do it. I need to kill a deer this weekend. I need to fill my freezer so we've got time, got meat to eat and all this stuff." They go out, they pay somebody like that. They're in a limited area, so they're going to have more of an opportunity. And I do also say a lot of those guys, dude, they would come out and spend huge money. They tipped very well.
I bet they did.
And
You
if
like
they
a big
didn't,
tip, huh?
just the tip, just for a second, just a seat. No. But they would.
I'll never forget him.
They weren't all pieces of shit either. Because some of them they're like,
so-
hey, we didn't see that deer that you guys were telling me about. Can I just shoot a couple does? Because I did come out here just for the meat. I would have liked to have shot that big one, and I'm like, dude, those guys I respect the shit out of. They're like, so we'd take them outside the high fence Put
The
'em-
neighbor's property.
Put them on a stand. No, well, we owned all of that, or I say we, they owned all of that bordered the outside of the fence too. Had a lot of ground and a lot of different locations. We'd take them to a spot where we knew does were coming in by the herd every night. They'd shoot 2 or 3 does. I'd spend the next couple hours cleaning them, field dressing them or whatever, take them to the processors for them. And then,
At night?
yeah. Oh yeah. Mound City. That,
No, I'm just saying you took them out at night.
well, I'd have
Look,
to take
they
them
don't
to
run as fast this way.
I don't get that. Headlights, they just stare. You put a spotlight on them, they get spooky. But no, I take them and process them, and then they just ship them meat. Which, if you can afford that and that's your means, cool. I can't.
I can
and I have
honestly
to do
say,
it-
like for me, like I enjoy going deer hunting. I not so much the rifle side of things, just because I feel like there's not a lot of skill in that. In
Well,
my
there's a lot
opinion.
of skill. You just got to stretch it out to 200 or 300 yards.
Yeah, you just got to hit a fucking circle at this distance.
You gotta
Whatever.
get it through the window and rest
like-
it on top of the mirror.
Me, sure, I would love to if I had the time with the
Really
job
makes me
I do.
sound like I wrote
If you
that.
if you turn the car off, you don't get that vibration off the mirror
Yeah,
either.
but then you're not warm.
But no, I would say for me, if I had more fucking time, because since the way my job works, I'm traveling a lot, like you said.
Yeah.
I would like to bow hunt and get that one, like that one deer, like you have downstairs. I would like to get that one deer,
Yeah.
but at the same time, that one deer that you get is not the one that you're always wanting. He's like I don't think like. Whenever you see crooked horn, you're like, "That's the deer I'm gonna. That's the only deer I've ever wanted to shoot was just like him."
Yeah.
That's I
No,
mean,
I did.
but I would love to have a deer on my wall that I've always wanted, and it is your typical fucking wide, 10 or 12, tall, but you don't always see those.
Clean.
Just clean,
Just
and
a
I know they
straight-
can grow those.
Oh God.
But I
damn
would
it.
love to be like, just like how you said, I tracked that fucker for 2 years, and I finally got him.
4.
Or yeah,
I hunted him
mean,
for 4, and I hunted him straight the year I killed him, 41 days straight.
yeah, but
I
like
played stand
that,
tag with that
I would love to
bastard.
have that guy on my wall. But then I want to have and people's gonna say, well, it's boring.
Genetic freak.
Just your fucking standard wide, tall Kansas.
big typical.
The big typical.
Eight
I don't want the fucking drop tines. I don't want all the fucking forks. I want just your solid 10 or 12.
Well, see,
That's just what I want.
I got
But you're not gonna find. I mean, I feel like when you see a
Those
fucking
are
herd
few
of
and
buck-
far between.
Yeah, when you see a fucking herd of bucks, a lot of them are like this, and a lot
Yeah.
of them got weird antlers and shit. I just specifically want that just
You want
standard,
Rudolph. you
typical.
want Rudolph.
Yeah, just
Big,
your.
slick, clean.
But it's
10,
weird
12.
because like whenever I was a kid, they didn't look like they do now.
no.
Like the deer have changed.
They have.
and it's
Here's
it's
my
because of
problem.
supplements.
Everybody,
All the shit you're putting in that shit you throw out
Yeah.
there, like it changes deer.
the racks have gotten funkier
think if we put
because there's a lot of
steroids in your deer
inbreeding
food?
and shit.
Yes.
Do you think if we put steroids,
I mean,
Have a deer with back knee.
you just see fucking gouts
soak
instead
the
of the
corn,
fucking picture?
soak the corn in TRT,
Yeah, he's holding this fucking rack. The bases, or he's just like, look at this.
and his neck's as wide as the table.
He's got traps bigger than fucking Ronnie Coleman.
Dude walks in, stops in front of the camera, flexes. What's up?
No, everybody
Dick
over
is
these
big.
over the last lot of years, everybody like you're specifically hunting this deer.
Yeah.
This is what I want. The days are about gone where everybody just goes out and like, hey, that's a nice one. I'm filling the freezer, pop, and you're taking out the little scrub bucks, the shit bucks.
No,
to
I would
leave
do
the
that,
good
too.
genetics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that has really become a problem because everybody, like you'd like to have the big, typical, looks good. You've got them out there inbreeding everywhere, and no one is taking out the scrubs because.
but I would, but like I,
don't
could,
want
say,
that.
I would
chicken
probably
kicker.
do like what he did probably for 4 years is I'm watching that one, and like you said on your property a lot. I'm sure people can agree with this. You mainly have your herd that's there. These people know there's food, they know there's water. So you have the same group every year.
Yeah, I
But-
know the
but,
dose.
like you're watching
Even.
that one specific buck, and you're like,
Yeah.
he comes in every other fucking Thursday at like 9. Like you know his schedule.
Yeah.
you know his
I
schedule,
sit and
but
drink
you don't
coffee
ever
with
get
him
this.
on Sunday mornings, and he don't even know it.
Yeah, but like then towards the end of the season, you're like, I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. He probably got fucking taken, whatever. So then you just start popping those fucking
Yeah,
ones that you're like, okay, he's fucking ugly, just like that one you fucking took that had the growth and shit on him.
Growth on his neck,
Yeah.
and then I had one that
didn't
had
need
the
to breed
horn
no
growing
more.
into the side
Yeah,
of his face.
that dude didn't need to breed no more. You just need to go. and
Yeah,
then you can just throw his ass in the fucking freezer and call it a
Yes.
day.
For every good buck you shoot, you ought to take out 3 or 4 of them old nasty just scrub bucks.
Well,
Get rid of the bad
here's-
genetics.
here's
You want to
the
keep
kicker.
good genetics in your herd.
Here's the kicker. I agree with that 100%. But I also think you need to know what you're looking at before you do that. Because it took me probably
You catch a little 2-year-old that hasn't come into what he ought to be yet. Don't
Right.
just pop him, get rid of him.
right, but
You can tell.
Yeah, but you can.
Those
Yeah,
also-
but people like us can tell that.
Yeah.
If you got a guy coming from fucking
yeah, you gotta
from fucking Kansas City who doesn't do this all the time,
Yeah.
and he sees that one, he's like, "No, I ain't shooting him." And you're like, "Well, you need to." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Well, tell me why." And you're like, "There's 15 fucking reasons why."
He's a 4-year-old, but it's a 4-point. He's
Yeah.
never going to get any better the way he's growing.
Yeah.
Okay, so here you go again. I didn't know this until just a few years back. So some of these deer that you're calling, just a 2-year-old scrub buck, whatever.
He said that.
No, I know, and I want to clarify.
Stop chewing my ass,
So
internet.
we had a genetic guy come out to that high fence. Like I said, there was a whole lot of benefits and a whole lot of cool shit that
Yeah.
I didn't know. You hear guys talking about deer and they're like, well, he's probably a 4.5-year-old, 5.5-year-old. That half year that nobody ever talks about, those half year are the late does during what I call shed season.
Yeah.
During February and March and April that didn't come into heat.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it so much so if a buck has a doe that hasn't come into heat and he's locked down with her, he'll follow her till she does. I've seen and they won't lose their horns until they're convinced that all of the does in their area have been bred.
Yeah.
I've seen deer during shed season where I'm not saying I think it's shed season or I found a couple of horns. Dude,
I've been with you.
30 horns and walked up on a deer still carrying them locked down with a doe.
I've been with you.
Yeah, you was with me. She
Yeah.
stood up and he stood up behind her and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Like
'cause
we're
when we
picking
were over
horns up
there, we
everywhere
fucking-
and he's still holding and she'd take about 4 steps. He'd stop right with her.
Yeah, because
And
that
I'm
day
like-
we went out and looked, there was, 10 of them?
Yeah.
And there was still like a buck or two with their fucking horns, and we're finding horns.
Yeah, I mean,
like-
it is insane. So when they talk about those half-year bucks, a lot of guys will go, well, that's a 3-year-old and he ain't going to get any bigger. I'm going to shoot him. He may not be. He may be what we used to call out at the ranch a glorified spike. So I don't know how the proven facts on this shit or nothing. Usually when a buck deer starts to put on that first set of horns, they're just spikes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good genetic bucks, sometimes they call them a glorified spike. They could be a 6-point their first year. Guys will see him and they'll be like, oh, that's just a 2-year-old and he's got a little small 6-point rack. I'm just going to kill him, get him out of the herd. He may be a year and a half.
See, I
He
don't
may be
think,
a younger buck
I think
that
if
put
you're
on
gonna
a
do, like-
better rack.
You can kind of.
I think if you're gonna do like what Tom talked about, how,
Those
like,
are super hard to tell.
how to like
They are.
pin out the herd. If you're really good at judging and basing how old the deer is,
Yeah.
I feel like you shouldn't,
You can look at one before.
unless they
right,
have like
kinda
a
see
genetic,
they're young.
Yes.
like unless they have a genetic issue, like you said, there's a horn growing down by their fucking eye, or their fucking rack is like basketed the fucking real bad, or whatever. I feel like at that point, under 4 is off limits.
Yeah.
Like if it's like what you said, a glorified spike,
a glorified
or whatever.
spike, yeah.
But like if they're like if you got a 2-year-old walking in, and he's a 6, I'd be like no. I mean
Yeah.
like I'm gonna watch him next year.
Yeah.
About 3 to 4, I feel like is your judging years about
Yep.
how okay he's probably not gonna get no bigger. But like if it walks in and it's got that growth on it, or it's got fucked up like a fucked up limb, well that way you should shoot it anyways. But like if it's got just like the way it walks is fucking weird.
I mean, I got Jack Sparrow back there right now. And it's a female. That's what I call her.
Yeah.
She got hit by a truck and it broke that front leg.
Yeah.
And it will not straighten more than that. It's consistently bent. And I'll show you pictures of her. You can see her in every picture that it's her left front leg is bent. It broke at the joint
Yeah.
and grew back fused. And she still gets around good. And I'm going to tell you what, not only does she get around good, she had triplets this year.
Dang.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just saying, like, if
And
you can
raise them.
see that deer is minimum of 3, maybe minimum of 4 years old, and it doesn't look right,
Yeah.
then you need to thin him out.
Well, in
But
my,
if it's a 2-year-old that's maybe a 4-point to a 6-point, and you can tell he's young, I'd be like, you get one more year, and then you got to show me next year what you're gonna look like. I mean, if he goes from being a 4 to this,
yeah.
or
yeah.
like in
a year?
2 to 3, then yeah, he's gonna stay till probably 5.
Well,
The
it's the
other
same
thing
deal.
is-
You need to see how many bucks you've got on your property
That's
versus
what I
the
was just getting
does
ready to
you've got
say.
on your property.
Your buck to doe
If-
ratio.
If you've got a bunch, they're never going to grow to their full
No.
potential.
No.
So
The-
you have to take out the
Yeah,
and
But
scrub
but like at
bucks
that
to
point,
give the
yeah,
big
absolutely.
bucks a better chance.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you right now, spikes are the most dangerous buck in the fucking timber. They are the absolute most dangerous. And hear me out when I say this. We bought, when I was working out there, they bought a breeder buck. And when I say a breeder buck, boys, he was 400 inches. This dude was the neatest thing I've ever seen. He had 2 of them big black clubs.
you mean the deer that can't walk right?
Yeah.
I fuck
Yeah.
that.
And-
that,
and
dude,
we-
that fucking kills me.
Well, we did it more so because of the deer he threw. He didn't throw deer that
Yeah.
looked like him. We had the guy showed us all of his kids. He threw these really smooth, what you would like, really smooth, clean racks, and we bought some does from him too. So we had what we called a breeder pen. It was like, and I say a small pen. It was 100 acres. We had a 100-acre breeder pen, and we would put the breeder bucks in there, and then we would go out and tranquilize does. Bring them in, throw them in the pen with him, and let him make sure they got it.
Spray
well,
paint blue or whatever the fuck
yeah,
they put on them.
well,
Put them sheep deals on, or they
Yeah.
mount, and they break,
Yeah.
they mark them.
And so we would throw them in the breeder pen with him and make sure. Well, once again, I'm going to talk a little bit of shit because he didn't do that. He didn't listen to me. We didn't put him in the breeder pen. We just turned him out into general population, as I call it. So we took him straight to the Supermax pen and said, "Here, have at it."
He
Put him
died.
out the rest
Yeah,
of the game.
and just
100%
because
he died.
he looked like a brute, he was a puss, and it had to have been the first fight he got in, and it was with a fucking spike right outside the
did I
gate
send
of
you
the
guys-
breeder pen, stuck him in the neck, bled him out literally within 3 hours. I'm guessing because it was within 3 hours of letting him out because he only made it about 200 yards.
And died.
And I found him the next morning and he was already stiff. And
Did I send
so
you guys
took
that
him up
TikTok
there and
video?
we had him shoulder mounted and put him in the, but all them genetics that we could have got off that deer
Gone.
all went to shit because of a spike.
Did I send you guys that TikTok video yesterday of the spike deer?
I don't know if he did.
So
or not.
there was this
I don't know if you did or
so
not.
there was this guy recording, and
I got to show you boys a 6-point that
He-
just blew my mind.
there's a bunch of does out there, and there was like 2 or 3 fucking bucks, and these 2 bucks were going at it. Like they were probably about this size. They were about this size. They were just going at it. Well, then this and he was what I would call a glorified spike deer. He was big. I mean, big body. I mean, probably I would say 4 or 5 years old, but he only had fucking 3 spikes. 2 on one side and one that was it. Big massive fucker.
Those one-sided bucks like that are dangerous too with that
And-
spike.
You know,
Dude,
we call
he went
them
and fought
a
both
doe.
them two. What dude, he went and fought.
Work them up.
He went and fought both those fucking 2 deer and fucked them up. And I was like, my man got the littlest rack in the group, but my motherfucker can fight. But
Okay,
It's
so
like that crackhead at the gas station at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
That fucker can hold his own.
yeah, he may be walking like this, but he gonna get you with his good arm.
yeah,
Have you ever seen a 6-point like that?
God damn.
It was on the internet. That's genetics, boys.
but see, like
That's
something
clean,
like that.
clean, tall. That's probably, if I had to guess, that's probably a 150 or a 160 6-point.
They're not gonna be able to say that. You need
I'll
to send
send you
to
that
me.
picture. I found it on the internet like the shit.
He probably won't because he never does.
I'll send it to you right now.
But no, like something like that is like your crooked horn downstairs. I'd chase something like that, just because it's not something you see all the time.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
like that's the one I'd hang on my wall that I chased him for so long because he's different. But then if I could never find the deer I want on my wall, I would obviously pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
just
sent
to-
it to our group on
But
Facebook.
see, what I was gonna say was like about the whole high fence thing. What I liked about what you said about out there was like I showed you guys the pictures of the high fence deer my brother shot.
Yeah.
They literally had them in an area and
Yeah.
they sit in a fucking stand. They only had a couple hundred,
Yeah.
But like, I would do what you used to do because like, yeah, I'm going to pay you for this style of deer, but I'm still gonna have to like kind of work for it.
Yeah.
Like I'm still gonna kind of have to like. He's not gonna come up here at 5:30 in the fucking afternoon. Like
Right.
there is no time frame. It's just you're gonna be here for 3 or 4 days, and you got maybe a shot.
Yeah,
to
that's the
see
one
guy.
that got on.
That was the
shot
one they took
off
off
the
R80.
Look at that.
197 and 5/8,
Yeah.
if I remember right.
Yeah.
That's your wild.
Well,
No high fence.
like-
That's the freak that just shows up.
You were talking about it earlier, and you're like, well, you shoot that one deer, and
That's the one in a million.
dude. My 1 in a million's down there on the wall. I literally.
Do
I
you
killed,
want my honest opinion? 1 in a million deer is the one Gage shot.
Oh, the 180-inch 8.
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's just a
That's
typical
everybody's-
fucking deer. It's
that's
nothing
everybody's.
spectacular. I mean, it is spectacular when you hold them fucking antlers.
You know,
in your
it's
hand, 'cause we
number
fucking
it's
did.
number 1. If you look it up, it's number 1 in the state of Kansas for 8
Yeah.
points.
And I can put that picture up too.
I
But,
have
like-
several pictures of his.
But like, it's just your typical fucking deer.
And he kept coming to work and telling me, he's like, this buck's gonna push 170, 180. I said, he's a fucking 8-point. Are you sure? He said, I'm telling you, dude. When you see this, if I can get this done, because he kept watching him and the wind was always wrong. And the night that he went and shot him, I was in the stand as well. And he texted me and he said, stuck him. And I'm like, oh my. He said, he's just as big as I told you. So, because he hadn't seen him on the hoof in person for a couple weeks. He'd just been playing camera tag with him. And he's like, the wind's been bad. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to blow him out. He's got plenty of does to keep him there. He said, I'm just going to wait till the
And
wind's
then
perfect.
he went after work, didn't he?
He went after work. The best part of that, he was only in the stand like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
He played the wind right. He knew what time he was coming in. He was running late. He just snuck in from the right direction, got up in the stand. He said, I no more got ready and heard the leaves rustling and looked over and here he come on a string. Did everything like he was supposed to.
But
you
that
get
deer
the-
for me is the deer that I want.
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's just your
That's the
it's
deer everybody
a
wants.
typical fucking 8, but it's a monster.
See, that's my
and
next.
that's just what I want.
So I killed what I call Big Boy. He's 186, but he's palmated and he's gnarly looking. And then I wanted to kill a clean 10. Well, I didn't think that my clean 10 would be Crooked Horn. I mean,
Fuck no, the man's
19-inch
got-
eye guards,
Yeah.
20-inch fucking G2s. Like, he is a freak of nature, and he's 180. He actually scores less than Big Boy. He's only 186. I say only. He's a deer of a lifetime. I'm not downgrading him at all. But that one that's on the other wall, he's only 158.
Yeah.
Boys, I'm gonna tell you what. I was just as happy
But he
shooting
just
him
looks like
because of that unicorn horn coming out his forehead.
yeah.
Like when I saw him, and I don't want anybody to think I'm a size queen because I am absolutely not. I mean,
That's a little queen.
yeah, it's very small. My standards are small.
He hates fat bitches.
But you just know. I mean, he's not a fan. No. No, yes, he is. I love all women. Yeah, some I hate, but when he walked in,
I got a
feel
drawing.
like everybody can identify with this. When the right deer walks in, you just fucking know it.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the stand. It was October. It wasn't supposed to snow, and the rain turned to snow. And before I knew it, the ground was white. And I didn't dress appropriately. That's my fault. The wind started blowing. It got cold as hell, and I was just about to freeze out. And I make fun of people that go to the stand. They're like, "Oh, it's too fucking cold. I went back to the house, pussy." But I was that guy. I was
Yeah.
about to be that guy.
I start
And
the
I
truck,
heard
turn the heater up.
the longest, lowest grunt I've ever heard in my whole life. And I'm like, oh my God, what is that? And when he stepped out, all I saw was that big horn coming out of his forehead.
You're like, yep, you're gonna die.
And I
It's
knew
a
it.
unicorn.
I knew it. That's exactly what I called him because I had pictures of him. I'm like, that's the unicorn buck. So I clicked my release on and I drew, and he was so close, I could almost smell him. He walked out in front of that shooting house that I built back here.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked out and I could almost smell him. I'm like, holy shit, he's too close. Like, I don't know what to do. And he turned and walked right away from me. And boys, I'm telling you, and if you bow hunt, you know what I'm talking about. When you pull 70 pounds, I don't care how much your adrenaline's pumping. If you hold it for a minute,
It's heavy.
that's heavy. And I got my thumb locked behind my neck trying to keep from losing it. And I can feel my arms just fucking aching. And I'm like, you got to give me something. You got to give me something. And he started to turn away from me. And he was quartered hard away from me. So I just aimed in front of his ass cheek. And I caught him right behind the last rib. And it went right up through him. And I couldn't have made a better shot. I'm not going to
Yeah.
say it was skill. I
Good
just couldn't.
shot from him.
No, it went right through his heart. The broadhead lodged in his sternum. When I field dressed him, the arrow was still through his heart and that broadhead was lodged in his sternum. He made it 40 yards and piled up right there. That, I'm not going to say it was better than Crooked Horn, but that was the biggest buck I had ever shot with a bow at that point. Crooked Horn wasn't on the map. Big Boy wasn't on the map. That was the biggest buck.
Yeah.
And so I have people walk in and you can tell the size queens and oh, well, I've killed this and I've killed that. I had guys walk in and they look at him and they're like, well, he's pretty and he's unique. Why would you mount a 158-inch deer?
Because at the time it was the biggest one I
I'm
got.
like, that was the goat. That was the thing, man. When I shot him, you don't even understand. I'd shot basket racks because with a bow, anything's a trophy.
Yeah.
And I'd shot basket racks. I'd shot does. I'd done all that, but I'd never shot anything with a buck rack.
Right.
Man, he was the coolest thing ever. And then I just gradually, like I said, worked my way up. You can look at him on the wall. But Crooked Horn, to this day, I'm never going to top it. I could shoot a 200-inch deer tomorrow, which I do still want to do, and I want to kill one with a drop tine. But they'll never top him. I sit there at night watching TV, and he's right there next to that 75-inch TV. And I'm like, you pretty son of a bitch. And yesterday, when I was redoing that
Why
wall,
there's lotion and Kleenexes on the couch.
not more than 5 times. But
A
yesterday,
night? Jesus.
Hurry up and tell your story.
but last night or yesterday afternoon, we started working on that other accent wall. And I pulled him down off the wall. And I was like, you pretty son of a bitch. And I set him on the couch. And Dylan looks at me and he goes, did you just call him pretty? I'm like, yeah, he heard me. I just kind of pet him on the nose and went on my way. Finished working. I was like, all right, big boy, come on. We got to put you back in your spot. And I picked him up, hung him back up on the wall, said, God, all this work and this house is looking freaking awesome, but you're still the prettiest fucking thing in here.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that.
Sorry I went on a rant, but he's gorgeous. One of these days, I'm going to take this down and we'll put him up here and then you can.
I don't think he'll fit. The
I
single
don't-
fan will hit him.
I don't think he will either. We're going to have to find out a hang.
We're going to leave you with the controversy that high fence hunting is for fucking pussies. We love you. Goodbye.
Ta-da! Bye, Felicia.